Greetings, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Knowledge Without a Price, wherein we are continuing the series on gastritis. In our former videos, we began with an introduction to gastritis and we looked at hunger as one of the causes of gastritis. And in that video, also, we looked at several modifications when it comes to food, what we should eat, what we shouldn't eat, and why we should eat what we are eating, and why should we avoid what we should avoid. So if you missed that video, the link will be in the comment section where you can go and watch it on my YouTube channel. So today we'll be looking at another cause of gastritis, which is stress. So in this video, I'll be explaining stress both in English and in Pidgin English to ease understanding. So when we are talking about stress, in layman terms, we are looking at a slogan that we say a lot. We are looking at how our I am going through a lot in quotes leads to certain pathologies in the body, and the context of today is gastritis. So before I continue, let me give a simple illustration of what happened to me in the hospital. So I was working in the hospital one day, and this lady came to the hospital. She met me and she asked a striking question, and it was so hilarious. She said in Pidgin, and I quote, she said, "Doc, please, I want to ask you some question." I said, "Okay, Mama, what's the problem?" She said, "Doc, I want to ask and say, any relationship there between gastritis and chest pain, any relationship there between gastritis and heartbreak?" He said, "Because anytime that boy just tell me say he don't finish, say get the way they do my chest. Say I don't know whether I say gastritis they get a particular relationship with heartbreak." It was so funny and also hilarious. So I want to ask this question: is that what happens to several people, like the girls? Is that what happens when you are heartbroken? Today we'll be looking at stress, and when we talk about stress, we are looking at we're looking at a physical or emotional event that causes an alteration in the normal functioning of the body. For example, if we're looking at stress in layman terms, for boys, we are looking at that time where you put your money for beds and your ticket fry. That condition, that state where you did, that's one event of stress. We are looking at a scenario where, let's say, in playing jangi, it reach your time. He had a question for good ask and say, "You wanna be the give me the jangi first person say I the work for Usai." Those are similar events of stress. Another thing is very frequent in Boya, where you pay for a goods online and you notice that once payments have been done, the vendor's number doesn't go through again. So those are similar events of stress and many more. So in this video, we'll be looking at stress and how it affects our health. So as I explained earlier, when we talk about stress, we are talking about any emotional, psychological or mental events that causes a disruption or distorts the normal functioning of the body. Now let's look at how stress leads to gastritis. Now when you are stressed up, following the events that I explained earlier, once you are stressed up, there is a hormone that is being released by the brain. This hormone is called cortisol. So when this hormone is released, another hormone is released by the body called oxytocin to suppress the functions of cortisol. But when your alert is greater than the alert that you're supposed to go through, when your stress level is so high, the amount of cortisol is so high in your system, and there is a nerve in the stomach called the vagus nerve. So what this hormone does is that once the hormone is very high in concentration, it's going to stimulate the vagus nerve to release excess amount of acid. In our previous videos, I explained what is the acid and what is the use of this acid. So if you want to know what this acid is about and its function, the link is in the comment section. You can go to YouTube and watch the videos. So as I was saying, stress releases cortisol, and cortisol stimulates the vagus nerve to release increased or very high amounts of hydrochloric acid. One thing that happens is that stress impairs appetite. I'm sorry, not stress. Cortisol impairs appetite. Reason why, when we are stressed, we notice that we can't eat. For example, when we are going through that serious heartbreak, or when our a lot is really more than a lot, you notice that the last thing that can come to your mind is food, because increased amount of cortisol impairs appetite. So cortisol will stimulate the vagus nerve to release high amounts of hydrochloric acid. And now, when hydrochloric acid is so high in concentration at the level of the stomach, and there is limited amount of food or mucus, the acid goes ahead to burn the walls of the stomach. So in summary, we established the fact that cortisol is going to stimulate the vagus nerve, which is going to produce acid at the level of the stomach. And we also established the fact that cortisol impairs appetite. Reason why, when you are stressed, you notice that the last thing that comes to your mind is food. So increased amount of the concentration of acid at the level of the stomach, and a reduction in the amount of food will lead to the acid burning the walls of the stomach, leading to an inflammation. So that is how stress leads to gastritis. If you have any question, you can leave it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.